Did you know that hand gestures can allow you to communicate better? We're not often aware of our gestures. If you watch this video, you'll know exactly how you should best use your gestures to communicate with confidence, clarity, and charisma. Studies and countless hours of analyzed TED Talks found one striking pattern with the most viral TED Talk videos. They used an average of 465 hand gestures throughout their speech, compared to the typical 272 hand gestures whose speakers' videos weren't as popular. By using hand gestures is like an art. You have to be using the right ones at the right times. Number 1. The importance of gestures. Imagine if I start speaking to you like this. Today I'm going to show you 7 hand gestures. They might seem small, but they are a pretty big deal. Together we'll go over them. Or, today I'm going to show you 7 hand gestures. They might seem small, but they are a pretty big deal. And together we'll go over them. When I used no hand gestures, it felt lifeless, boring, and awkward, didn't it? Did you feel the same? If you don't pay much attention to your hand gestures, you might be using the same hand gesture over and over again, making your conversation less engaging. With this, you'll allow yourself to have more engaging conversations with your peers. Do you realize that blind people use hand gestures when they talk to other blind people? And when we're on the phone, we also use hand gestures even though no one can see it. This shows that hand gestures are a big deal. Number 2, the box. Before we go into the gestures, we have to talk about the box. Your hand gestures should stay between your chest and at the bottom of your waist. Now, if you go outside of this box, it could be distracting because it won't be in the eye vision of the person you're speaking to, and they'll wonder what you're doing with your hands out there. Did you realize that the gestures help you access memories and also help you speak more quickly and effectively? Number 3, purposeful gestures. When you make gestures in a pitch, presentation, or conversation, your gesture should follow your words. So if you're preparing for a presentation, you should make sure that you know what gestures you're going to do and when. So that you're not using gestures that don't accommodate your words and confuse your audience. Realize that if you're having troubles using gestures, film yourself and practice to make your gestures more fluid. Number 4, culture. You should know that not all gestures mean the same around the world. So make sure that if you travel, that you understand which gestures mean what. The best one that I would avoid is pointing with one finger. If you want to point to something, use 2 fingers and keep your hand open. Right? Because pointing with one finger can be more aggressive. Number 5, gestures. Whenever you gesture, you're also emphasizing and making it easier for the listener to follow. For example, I'm going to be working with 3 people today. Anytime you use numbers, you list the number with your hands. 4, 5, and so on. Or another one, it's a small problem, no big deal. With this, you can help your listener lower their stress levels. Or, I've got 3 boxes, a small one, a medium one, and a large one. You can also use this as it's a pretty big deal. Reading or listening. Stores want this, suppliers want this. You're showing comparisons, and each time down the road we talk about stores, I'll show my left hand And if I talk about suppliers, I'll show my right hand. And that's how you can show comparisons. Let's come together and find a solution. Or I bring stores and suppliers together. With this sign, you can emphasize becoming one. And we have, if you think this, I think that. We both believe differently. So these are also different signs that you can use. And one that can show your sincerity, your emotions, or the importance of that subject to you is touching anywhere near your heart. This is so important to me. It really means something when you do that for me. Another gesture that you can use when speaking are prompting gestures. So these are gestures that you do along with your audience, like raise your hand if you agree with this. There are so many other gestures out there, but these are going to be key in making your communication clear, charismatic, and you'll give the impression that you are more confident. And remember, if the gesture doesn't help your audience, don't use it. Like scratching your arm or playing with your fingers while speaking, right? Check some of the viral TED Talk videos and see if you notice any gestures that you want to use in your conversations. Comment and share below any gestures that you find. Apply what you learned, smash the like and subscribe button and click the notification bell or you'll miss out on transformational content. Make sure to check out this video because it is your next step to becoming a master communicator.